After Sauron acquired a new tool in The Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, the show's stars expect to see him make life worse for the people of Middle-earth. Ahead of the Rings of Power Season 3, Sauron has already gained the 9 Rings of Men, leaving him with immense power. With Sauron expected to dominate the coming episodes, the main cast members, including Morfydd Clark's Galadriel and Charlie Vickers' Sauron, are returning for the next season. The question remains, however, about what Sauron will do with his renewed influence. In an interview with Screen Rant's Grant Hermans, Vickers and Clark explained where the cunning villain might go from here. After acquiring immense power, Vickers expects to see him emboldened after failing to sway Galadriel to his side, while Clark expects to see him continue to push boundaries. Check out each of their responses below. What Sauron's future means for the Rings of Power. Sauron will continue to dominate the story. Sauron is the primary antagonist of the show, and Season 3 should see him further execute his plan. In the Rings of Power Season 2 ending, Galadriel is injured, the Balrog is set to return, and Sauron is likely to create the Nazgul. Even Eregion has been destroyed, forcing the elves to retreat to the valley that will become Rivendell. It is a low point for Middle-earth, though the stranger has finally revealed himself as Gandalf. Knowing Sauron's nature, circumstances will only continue to escalate in the coming seasons. The Rings of Power is meant to be structured into 5 seasons, so it is unlikely that Season 3 will bring a happy ending for Middle-earth. The Kingdom of Númenor will likely become increasingly involved in the affairs of the elves, which will only encourage Sauron to bring about its downfall. That will be a fascinating arc, if depicted faithfully, which should only make the show more compelling. If Sauron destroys Númenor, then Middle-earth will reach its darkest point yet. Our take on Sauron's future. Sauron is the most compelling part of the show. Sauron from Rings of Power and The Lord of the Rings custom image by Yida Chacon. Sauron has already achieved a great victory and is poised to see even more success. Just as Vickers alluded to, the villain is not yet at his peak power. It will be some time before he reaches that point, which will see him devastating Galadriel and the elves. He will eventually be defeated, as the Lord of the Rings showed his fateful return, but it will bring dark times for the elves and men. Sauron has already been the most compelling The Rings of Power character, and every passing season should show more of what makes him so brilliant.